welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Grace. Make sure you definitely subscribe down below so you don't miss out on any of my videos. For today's video, I'm going to be doing a super requested video. You guys have been asking me for so long how I edit my Instagram photos. So first off, if you're not following me on my Instagram, I'll have it right here, and all my social medias are also linked in the description box. So if you want to follow me on like TikTok or Snapchat, all those are in the description box as well. But this is going to be strictly Instagram. So I have my phone right here. So basically I'm just going to like do a screen recording and show you guys a few examples and stuff. So the first kind of thing I want to talk about is like feed themes, I guess you would call it. So I know like nowadays a lot of people like to have Instagram themes for their photos. So like maybe you have like a blue theme or a pink theme or a really bright theme or like a dark theme or like black and white. I don't know, but there's like a ton of different themes that you can do, or you can just literally like post whatever photos you want and just edit them cute. So yeah, I'm just gonna be showing you guys kind of like how I came up with my theme, where I got inspiration from, that type of thing. So let's get on into the video. I have a whole iPhone tour, or iPhone tour. What's on my iPhone, if you want to check that out after this to like see more on my phone. But this is gonna be strictly for Instagram. So when you open the app, this is my Instagram. There you can see Veronica Merrill. So this is what my account looks like. I need to scoot over this way because I'm gonna have the screen recording right there. So this is what my Instagram page looks like. My username is gracetaylor with 2 R's 19. So again, like I said, make sure you're following me. We just hit 3,000 yesterday, so super excited about that. And my Instagram is like a business page or whatever, since it's like public and I do a lot of stuff through social media through it. So that's why you can see like things you might not be able to see on like private Instagrams. So yeah, this is just what my bio looks like. First off, I don't really do like story bubbles, like you know how, oh my god, sorry, my phone, I have like 20%. I don't really do like story bubbles, how people have like that, because I don't know, I'm like trying to get better at posting on my story, and I feel like I am getting better. But yeah, so right now I just have a travel bubble. Also, you can ignore any notifications I get because I can't really do anything about that. So this is basically what my Instagram theme looks like. As you can see, it's like warm toned, and there's a lot of like hints of blue and pink, and yeah, so super warm toned and that. But if you get down, you can see before I had like a different theme, so it was very just like vibrant colors. But the thing with Instagram is it is so hard to come up with like a theme and to keep it like sticking and working, because you have to make sure your photos are in like certain lighting and like they're edited a certain way, or else it's not gonna really flow together. So I'm still learning. Obviously I'm not an expert at all, but you guys seem to really like how I edit them, so that's what I'm gonna be showing you guys. So this is just kind of my Instagram theme. Like I said, very warm tones but kind of bright. So the first thing I would say to do is, when you're trying to come up with like a theme, is go and search some of your favorite like bloggers or Instagrammers, YouTubers. So one of my favorites is Aspen Ovard. I'm just gonna pull up her Instagram for you guys. So she has a very like, what would you call this, like white theme, I guess. Like you can see all her pictures have like white, and then there's pops of like oranges and pinks. So I actually like took inspiration from Aspen's like Instagram, because I always loved her Instagram and it just looks so like clean and pretty and good. So that's where I always took my inspiration from. And so one thing I actually did do, I'm gonna stop my screen recording real quick, was when I was trying to come up with a like theme to do, I would screenshot, like Aspen has preset little bubble stories where you can see her before photo and her after, and I would screenshot her before photo, and I'll show you guys the app I use in a second. But basically I would just play around with the settings until I could get it super similar to her after photo, because I really liked how she did it. And I know people do have like presets and stuff you can purchase, but I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I have like used people's presets before, and honestly they're not gonna work the way you want them to unless it's in the like best lighting possible. So I really just figured out like how to kind of work the system, and like if I have a really dark photo, I figured out how to brighten it a ton without it like being overly done. So yeah, I'm definitely not like against buying people's presets, because if you really want to try someone's, I think it's a good option for you. Just be aware of that. They are built around their photos and the lighting they take their pictures in. And like Aspen a lot of times takes hers in her home, which the lighting is pretty similar, I'm sure. So yeah, but let's get on into how I edit my pictures. Okay, so the first thing that you're gonna want to do is obviously take your photos. Now I do say try and get your photos in the best lighting possible, because it is just gonna make them look like 10 times better when you're editing them, but obviously that's not always possible, and sometimes they are just gonna be in like a darker setting. But I'm gonna show you guys how I fix that. So I'm just gonna go to my cruise photos, since I took literally so many. Here's just like a ton of photos from my cruise. And so basically like what I did is I went through and like favorited all my like favorite photos, ones I thought were like super cute. So also I like to do my photos in the live setting, because I just think they're such cute little videos, like if you do want. So yeah, you can see here I just have like a ton of photos. This was in Grand Cayman. So yeah, basically I went through and I favorited all of my favorites. After you have your favorites favorited, the app I use is called Lightroom for like filtering and like doing the colors, all that type of thing. But if I need to like smoothen something or get rid of an object, what I use is this app called Retouch, and this app is literally so cool. So it wasn't too expensive. It was like $1 or $2 in the app store. But basically I'm gonna pick a photo. So I'm gonna use this photo of me in Jamaica. So you can see there's a bunch of people like in the background. So what you do is I click the object removal button, and then I'll zoom in on this guy, hey buddy, and I just outline his body, color it in, and click go. And basically it's just gonna kind of like replace the area with the surrounding area. So you do have to be careful, because like if let me try and show you, like if I cut off my head, it might put like my, yeah, see how it made that was super weird. So you just have to be like careful with how you do that. But basically I'm just gonna go through and like do this to all the people. So again, you just see there's a little weird spot right there, so I'm just gonna kind of color that. You want to make sure you're not like forgetting to chop off someone's leg and there's just like a leg standing there, because that'd be so weird. And again, like here's this sign that's kind of annoying looking, so I just color it and click go, and bam. So I'm not going to do all of them because I've actually already done this to this photo, but I'm just showing you guys. And then you click save and it'll save right to your camera roll. After you kind of have everything edited how you wanted, you have like your people removed and whatever. I also use this app called YouCam Perfect, and personally for me, my like face skin tone is uneven compared to my body because my face literally doesn't tan. So what I'll do with this app sometimes is, I literally did this for Allie yesterday, my friend, but let me see. So here's this photo of me. It's already edited, but as you can see, like I edited all the people out of it. But you can like smoothen your face. There's like a bunch of weird things you can do, but what I do is I click tone and it's gonna try and find my face. I don't know if it'll find it. Oh, it did. And basically you can like make it darker, and you can play with like the consistency of it. I don't know how to say that, but yeah, so I can just choose a tone that kind of fits my body more. And yeah, so that's just super easy. And this app also can like fix red eye. I love how this app fixes red eye because I have sunglasses on in this photo, but it makes your eyes like not like a black hole, because you know how sometimes apps do that. It just like makes them back to normal color. So it does that. If you have like an acne spot you want to like, that's really noticeable. A lot of times I don't really care that much about those type of things, but yeah, you can do that on here. I think you can whiten teeth. It has an option, but I've never actually used it because it like takes you to the app store. I think you have to download another app, and my teeth are already like really white, so If anything, I need to like tone down my teeth sometimes. I'm like, oh my god, they look so white. Yeah, that's that app. It's just called YouCam Perfect. There's a lot of similar apps to that. I've heard people use Facetune. I've never used Facetune actually. That's what it's called, right? But I always hear like horror stories, I feel like, about Facetune, but I don't have Facetune, so yeah. So now going into Lightroom. So Lightroom is the app that I use to come up with my presets, edit them, and all this stuff. And I do have the subscription service to Lightroom. I want to say it's like $10 a month or something, but you can get the Lightroom app for free. But the only problem for me was I take so many photos and I'm always editing photos that it only gives you like a certain amount of photos you can have in there, which for me, like, I import like 50 photos at once, so I was already like hitting my max, so I had to get that. So Lightroom right here, but you can get it for free if you want, and you can edit on like your laptop, but I prefer doing it on my phone. I don't know why. So it's not screen recording. I have to see where I left off. When you go in Lightroom, basically you can make like a bunch of different albums. So I have tons of different albums in here just from different events, like the cruise was the Liberty, all that type of thing. So I'm gonna go into the one I made for this video called YouTube Examples, and I have to unedit all these photos because they're all already edited. Now I have all my original photos, so I'm going to start with just kind of the top one. So this is kind of what the Lightroom app looks like when you have it pulled up. So if you go into lighting, you can see there's just tons of different, like, you can bring up the exposure, you can bring it down, contrast, all that stuff is stuff you can just play with. And then the color is going to be what I would say one of your most important tools within the app that I feel like a lot of people might not totally understand or know about. So you can like bring the temperature if you want a really warm toned photo up, or if you want to do cooler tones. That is how you can do that, and that is going to be one of your like key things to making an Instagram theme. So I don't really touch the bottom ones, but I do use the top one. And then the mix button is going to allow you to play with how the color looks. So it can have your blues be super like pop. You can see the difference I did there, and just like that kind of thing. Your oranges, bring it up, bring it down, that type of thing. So that's the colors. I don't use the effects really ever. That's if you want to like make it grainy, I think. So I don't really use any of the other stuff. But then if you go into presets, these are basically all the presets I have made. So I just have a bunch that I like numbered, and then the ones you can see Aspen 2, Aspen 3, those are ones that I played around with, like I said, when I would try and kind of like play and try and get similar to her, how she edited hers. So yeah, I just have tons of different ones that I like to use. So the two I use the most on my Instagram are called Aspen and Aspen 3. So what I'll do is like I will come up, once you make a photo how you like it, you can save the preset, which if you go up here, it'll say create preset, and then you can like name it and whatever. So once I like kind of have it, okay, I'm like, yeah, I kind of like how this looks, but I want to fix a few things, I'll go back and it'll have all the lighting adjustments already like copied down in there because it's saved. So I can be like, okay, the exposure needs to come down a little bit here, the highlight needs to go back so I can see the clouds, shadows come up a little bit, and then for color I want to make some of the blues pop more, so I'm going to bring that blue up and make it a little darker. I want to make a little more orange pop. If you want to be like real orange, you can do that. So do that. I want to make my hair look less yellow, so I'm going to bring, if you're trying to make your hair look less yellow, take the saturation down and the luminance up, and that's how you do that. So that would be that. And then if I'm like going Like I said, if you want to do like a cooler tone, you can bring it down, but like I said, I do more warm tones, so I bring it up just a little bit. So that's kind of what we have our photo looking like. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm gonna go on to the next photo though. Basically, this one is so dark. I already know it's not gonna work at all because my like Instagram feed is too bright. So this one is so dark, it's not gonna work. I'm gonna try, but if I try and make it brighter, it diminishes the sunset, which kind of defeats the purpose, you know. But if I want to just take this photo, like I said, if you don't really have an Instagram theme, you can just brighten the colors. So you go to that mix button, and I can bring the reds up or down, just kind of play with them. And like the blues, I can make more blue. There's some green tones I'm gonna play with. The yellow, bring that down. I like how that looks. And then like the oranges, you can make pop. If you're trying to like just make a photo pop more, that's just kind of how you do that. And then like if I wanted to bring a little light into it, I could, or like highlight is gonna make skies look great if you tone it down. Yeah, and then I brought like my shadows up a little bit. So that's kind of how that looks. If you're like not totally going for a theme, you just want to have some colors pop, that's kind of how you do that. So you can see my arm. That's because this is such a dark photo and I'm brightening the colors so much, it's gonna get a little splotchy. So watch out for that, because you don't want yourself to look too splotchy in a photo. So this next photo, I'm just gonna go to my presets again, and like I said, I like using these ones. So I kind of just play around. I look a little too orange in this, so I'm going to take down the orange tones. So these stairs behind, they're green, but whoops. On my Instagram theme, you can see I like having blues pop more, not necessarily greens. So one really cool thing about this app is it can color change. So fun fact, I have color changed swimsuits before, like on my Instagram feed, to make it look like it's a different like photo than the same one I took, like that I posted earlier. So like I could change my swimsuit from being like neon green to white or to yellow. If it's in like a color range, it will like literally, you can completely change it. So you can see I literally just made those stairs yellow. And then if I bring it up, it's gonna make them like super neon green. If I bring them this down, it's gonna make them literally white. So again, if you just kind of play around with this, it's really, really cool what you can do and like how you can change the colors. And now that I have it more like a green blue tone, I can go and see if any of my blue tones will pick up. It looks like it's still a little too green, but I just made it kind of fit my theme more because it's more blue based. I'm going to show you guys me creating a preset from start real quick, so you can just kind of see that's similar to the ones I do on my feet. So I'm going to click light. I'm just going to bring up the exposure a little bit. I normally find myself having to bring the exposure down. You can see right now I'm playing with the contrast. I just bring it up a little. Highlights I normally like to bring down. Shadows on this, I'm going to bring them up a little so you can see my face more. The whites I like to bring up because I do like my photos again to be super bright. And then my blacks, I'm going to bring those, let's see. Blacks depends. Sometimes I like to bring them down, sometimes I like to bring them up. Just depends on the lighting. This one I'm just going to bring it up a tad. So there you can see all my little settings. And then I'm going to go into color. I want to make that Royal Caribbean sign a different shade of blue. So I'm going to bring that tone down a little. I like it more aqua marine teal colored. And then the yellow, we're going to make that pop a little more. And then you can see there's like this red bar in the back. I could play with that color if I wanted to. I don't want to make myself, though, because I was a little sunburnt this day, I don't want to make myself look red. So I have to watch that. That's about it for that photo. There wasn't too many colors in that. So you can just see how I did that. This one I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you also because there's so many colors in this. I think it'll be really good for you guys. So I'm going to start by bringing the exposure up a little, contrast up a little, highlights down. One tip I have, like I said this like briefly earlier, if you bring your exposure up too much, you're not gonna be able to see like clouds and that type of thing, and I really like how clouds look. So if you bring the highlight down, it'll help with that. And I think like VSCO and other apps, you might be able to do similar stuff with this if you have like the premium version, but I'm not sure because I don't have it. So this one I'm going to bring the blacks up, and now I'm going to go into color. Basically start with the blues, just like I said, because I do have like a very blue based Instagram, blues, pinks, and just bright. So I'm going to bring the blues up. I don't like it so up where it looks like so fake, but I do like it pretty bold. And then let's see, and you'll notice it also changes like your shorts color, so sometimes it's really fun to have your shorts like that if you're on like a white wall or something. I'm gonna bring the red up just a tad, the orange you can use to make yourself look tanner too. I'll see if I can find a good photo to show you that as an example, but okay, so that's just kind of that photo. And then to warm it up a little bit, or tone it down, again, you use that cooler temperature button. So I just brought it up barely. I don't do too much, just a little tad of that. So that's kind of how those look. Now this photo was taken at night and we used flash, but this is going to be a harder photo just because of the colors, I can already tell. So I'm going to show you guys like the presets when I use them. It just makes me super orange since it's not the best lighting. So when you do take photos in darker lighting or lighting that isn't the best, this is how they usually tend to turn out. So it's just a little bit harder. Like I said, I'm going to try and tone down the temperature a little bit. There's not too much you can do. I can make myself look a little paler. See if I didn't do anything to my bikini. And let's try bringing the highlights down. So that's kind of the most I can do for like this type of photo, just because it's not the best lighting. So yeah. And then this photo, these photos, which were like amazing lighting, I barely had to do anything to. So I'm gonna just go to my preset real quick and click it, and it actually exposed them too much. So I ended up like toning all this down, and all I'm really gonna do for this photo is bring up the blue just to make it look more pop and brighten my swimsuit a little bit like that, and then warm it up a little tad. And actually I need to make myself look a little tanner because I look a little pale on this. So that's kind of how you would do like that type of photo. Because it's such good lighting, I really barely had to do anything. If anything, I could just bring up the colors and brighten them a little bit, add some temperature. It doesn't really need any like exposure or all that type of stuff. And since I took a bunch of photos like this, I'm gonna click copy settings, check mark, and then just go to the next photo and click paste, and it's gonna just put the exact same filter on it like that. So these are all taken in super similar lighting. So like I said, just copy and paste, and that makes it so easy. This photo I'm going to show you guys just because this one was at like sunset, so I thought this would be a good example. I'm going to go to my presets and see if any work. I like how that one looks. I just look a little orange, and I want to bring the highlight down. And then let's try and make that blue a little more pop. It's a little old looking. So that's kind of that photo. So I hope you guys are kind of getting the hang of what I'm doing here. This photo, I just put the preset on and it looked really good. Let's go preset, pop. I look a little too orange in that, so just toning that down a tad. Same thing here. I want to change the colors of the stairs like I showed you guys. So bam. And this photo, let's see, we'll click that. And that one already looks pretty good, but I actually want to make that purple thing in the top change to blue. So I'm just bringing down the purple tone. And that just makes it fit my feed a little bit more. So those are all the photos that I have. But as you can see, oh, I forgot to do this one. Let's paste that setting there. So as you can see, just like in the app, they all look pretty good together. So that is basically how I edit my Instagram photos. So one thing I also like to do is like I'll post a photo super quick, screenshot my account, and then delete it before like anyone sees it. That way I can see if it fits my feed. And I know there's like apps you can use that do that also. Like you can like play around to see how your feed looks, but that is basically how I edit my Instagram photos. I hope this gave you guys some insight and helped you guys out a little bit. I feel like this is one thing that's like kind of hard because you just have to really learn how to use whatever program you're using, whether it's like VSCO or Lightroom. But I would say I definitely recommend to use Lightroom. I've been using it for like over a year, I think. So I really like how it edits my pictures. It doesn't make them look so fake, but it gives me like I can really just play with how I want them to look. So that's why I think I like it the most. It's not like a set preset or filter or whatever. So yeah, if you guys like this video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. If you're new to my channel, make sure you definitely subscribe down below. We're getting so close to 10,000 subscribers, which is insane. We just hit 9.3. I'm so excited. I can't believe it. And yeah, I do have, I think, just a few more cruise videos coming for you guys. I do have a whole playlist dedicated to that as well if you want to check those out. But I will see you guys in my next video. Make sure you're following me on Instagram if you're not already. You definitely need to follow me over there so you can see all my photos, how I edit them, that type of thing. And I keep you guys updated a ton over there as well. So make sure you're following me on Instagram, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!